It all started with a mailbox. A plain, silver mailbox at the edge of Tom's perfectly normal driveway. But to his neighbor, Karen, that mailbox was an offense to her entire existence. Every morning, she would walk by, shake her head, and mutter, "It's not HOA approved." Tom had checked twice, it was. Still, she wouldn't stop. What began as annoying comments soon turned into trespassing. Karen started opening his mail slot, pretending to inspect it for compliance. Tom installed a small camera, and what he saw made his jaw drop. She wasn't just looking, she was removing his mail. That's when Tom decided enough was enough. He wasn't the kind of man to yell or argue. Instead, he planned something clever, harmless, and unforgettable. The twist? His little revenge would not only expose Karen's obsession but teach her a lesson she'd never forget. But what could possibly stop a nosy neighbor who thought she ran the entire street? Tom smiled quietly as he looked online for one simple item, something that would make Karen think twice before touching his mailbox ever again. The next morning, while Karen marched toward his driveway like a soldier of the HOA, she had no idea what was waiting for her. Tom's fake Beehive plan was about to begin. Tom spent the evening laughing to himself as he crafted his little masterpiece. He bought a realistic fake beehive, hand-painted, buzzing sound built in, and even a few motion-triggered toy bees. The plan was simple: hang it near his mailbox and let Karen's imagination do the rest. By sunrise, it was ready. Tom mounted it carefully, added a small speaker with soft buzzing, and waited. He didn't have to wait long. At 8:02 a.m. sharp, Karen appeared, wearing her wide-brimmed hat and clutching her HOA clipboard like a badge of honor. She stopped in her tracks. Her face twisted in horror. "Bees? Near my walkway? This is a violation!" she shrieked. From his porch camera, Tom watched her step closer, waving her arms to inspect the hive. The buzzing got louder. She screamed, stumbled backward, and sprinted across the street, dropping her clipboard. Tom nearly choked from laughter. The neighborhood chat soon lit up. "Did you hear? Karen found a beehive by Tom's mailbox." People started teasing her gently, calling her the bee inspector. But Karen wasn't done. Not yet. She decided to report Tom to the HOA board. What she didn't know, one of the members already saw the footage. And they weren't exactly on her side. By Thursday evening, the HOA called for an emergency meeting. Karen arrived first, holding her phone with the fake beehive picture pulled up. "It's dangerous. Against regulations," she announced dramatically. Tom sat quietly across the table, smiling politely. The chairwoman, Mrs. Jenkins, sighed. "Karen, we reviewed the video Tom submitted," she said calmly. "The hive isn't real." Karen blinked. "Not real? But I heard buzzing." Tom chuckled. "You heard a Bluetooth speaker." The room erupted in laughter. Even Mrs. Jenkins couldn't hold back a smile. Karen's face turned red. "He's mocking me," she shouted. "No," Mrs. Jenkins replied, "he's just protecting his property." The decision was final. Tom had done nothing wrong. But instead of feeling embarrassed, Karen felt angry. She left the room fuming, promising she would prove Tom was violating something. That night, Tom thought it was over. He had no idea Karen's next move would push things even further, a plan that would accidentally backfire and turn the entire neighborhood against her. 2 days later, Tom noticed something odd. His mailbox was covered in a bright yellow sticker: HOA violation, remove hazard immediately. He laughed. "Nice try, Karen." But then, his phone buzzed, dozens of messages from neighbors. Karen had posted in the neighborhood group chat, "Tom's bees are a threat. Someone will get stung." She even attached an old photo of a real hive from Google Images. What she didn't expect: one of the neighbors, a beekeeper named Ellen, recognized the fake. She commented, "Those aren't even real bees. That's a prop. Nice Photoshop, Karen." Within minutes, the chat turned against her. Memes flooded in: "Queen Bee Karen, Hive Inspector of the Year." Tom tried not to laugh, but karma was working faster than he expected. And when Ellen offered to stop by with real bees to show Karen the difference, The story took a hilarious turn. Ellen, wearing her full beekeeper suit, showed up with a small glass box containing real bees. Karen, peeking through her blinds, froze. No, no, no. Not real bees. She screamed from inside her house. Tom politely introduced Ellen to a few curious neighbors. These are actual honeybees, gentle, helpful, and nothing like the ones in Karen's story. Karen stormed out, yelling, "You can't bring bees here." Ellen smiled kindly. "Karen, you brought them here. With your imagination." The crowd chuckled. Even a few board members were watching. Tom didn't say a word, he didn't have to. The truth spoke for itself. That night, something unexpected happened. Karen removed her HOA sticker from Tom's mailbox. No apology, no words, just quiet acceptance. But Tom knew her pride was stung deeper than any bee could. A week passed. Then, one morning, Tom found a note tucked inside his mailbox. "Sorry for the trouble. I overreacted. Karen." He smiled softly. Maybe this whole prank-turned lesson had worked after all. That evening, Karen came by, this time, without her clipboard. "I just wanted to say. You made your point," she admitted. "I need to stop acting like the HOA police." Tom nodded. "And I promise, no more fake bees." For the first time, they both laughed. The tension that hung over the neighborhood for months finally lifted. From that day on, Karen became different. She still had opinions, sure, but she also learned to laugh at herself and sometimes even join Tom for coffee on Sundays. But the funniest part? Every Halloween, Tom still hangs the fake beehive as a neighborhood inside joke. Months later, a new family moved into the neighborhood. They asked Tom, "Why is there a fake beehive on your mailbox every October?" Before Tom could answer, Karen waved from across the street and shouted, "That's how I learned not to mess with mailboxes." Everyone laughed. The story of the Beehive incident became local legend, not just about an HOA feud, but about pride, humor, and learning to let go. Tom's harmless prank had done what endless arguments couldn't. It brought the neighborhood together, and every time Karen passed his house, she smiled. "Still buzzing, Tom?" She'd joke, he'd grin back, always. The fake hive still hangs, a tiny reminder that sometimes, laughter solves more than anger ever could. And that was the final twist in this unbelievable HOA story. If you love the drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. It really helps this channel grow.